Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. This is Hany Ismail from Planning Engineer website. I received a very common question is asking about planned cost, actual cost, and some of us are confused between the planning concept and the cost control concept. So when we are working in the planning concept, the terms and the definition of planned and actual is completely different if we are talking from a cost control point of view. In this video, I would like to explain to you in a very simple way what are the differences between cost and manpower in terms of planning and cost control. So let's go. If we are talking about the cost, the planned cost when it comes to the planning. So we are talking here about the planned cost. If we are talking from a planning point of view, what means the planned cost? If we have here the budgeted cost, okay, which equal to the selling price. This is very important. What I mean by selling price, this is the price you are getting in your invoice. This is the price you are getting to your invoice. So what is the planned cost? Equals simply planned percentage multiplied by budgeted cost. And budgeted cost here again, we can stress that the budgeted cost is based on the selling price. Okay, when it comes to the cost control, when I say the planned in terms of the cost, what is the meaning of it? It is equal to the budgeted cost. It is unfortunately it is namely also budgeted cost, but this is the actual cost based on let's say cost control calculations. This does not equal to selling price. So in the budget cost in that case equal to selling price plus company overhead and profit. So this is the targeted cost we are willing to execute the project using it. Okay, so the planned here equal to planned percentage multiplied by our budgeted cost. Again, the budgeted cost here does not mean the selling price. Okay? When it comes to the actual, now I need to talk about the actual cost in terms of planning. Actual cost simply equal to actual percentage multiplied by budgeted cost. And in that case, it is equal to the earned value. This is the earned value when I'm talking about the planning. But the actual cost in cost control has nothing to do with your actual percentage or your selling price or nothing. This is simply equal to materials costs plus manpower costs plus equipment costs. In another terms, this is the actual cost whatever I have paid so far. So this is literally the actual money I have spent on any activity or on the project as overall. So I hope it is clear now that we have differences between the planning and the cost control in terms of the same definitions. When it comes to the manpower, the planned manpower, when I say I have what is the planned manpower, it is equal to the planned percentage multiplied by the activity or item manpower. Okay, so I added for one activity 100 hours to be completed. Now I'm finished 10%, so the planned manpower should be 10 hours. As simple as this, very straightforward. In terms of cost control, planned manpower, it is calculated based on pricing calculations. It means when you are calculating the prices, you assume that, so in that case, it will equal to the actual, not the planned, take care, the actual percentage multiplied by the total hours. Type, why Hany you took here actual percentage, not planned? Because I based my calculation on what I should spend on the manpower. I should spend let's say 300 hours I have total, and I did 10%, so this is actual, not planned. So I should spend on this activity 30 hours only. So the difference is here, the planned here, not happened yet, because there's a planned percentage, where the planned hours in the cost control or the budgeted hours, we can call it whatever you want, is based on the actual. I have nothing to do with the plan. I already finished 10% of the project, okay? I should now earn 30 hours as in the manpower. When it comes to the actual manpower, in the planning definitions, the actual manpower is very simple. Actual percentage multiplied by budgeted hours. When it comes to the cost control, it is the actual hours. What I mean by actual hours, you can get it from the daily report to count how many hours you spent. You can get it from the attendance sheet, whatever is calculating the actual hours spent on the activity. So I hope I didn't make you more confused about this topic. It is already confusing, but that's why I created a separate course for the planning and separate course for the cost control, because they are totally different. However, if you are a good planning engineer, okay, it will be easy for you to do the cost control tasks, because part of the planning documents will be very useful for the cost control. So to recap what we have concluded so far, the planned cost in the planning equal to budget cost multiplied by the planned percentage. The planned cost in the cost control, same concept, but the budget cost here is something else, which is based on the actual cost, based on the calculations, what is the cost of the material, what is the cost of the equipment, what is the cost of blah, blah, blah. And this will be our budget cost for the cost control. Actual cost in planning equal to actual percentage multiplied by budgeted cost or the selling price, and it is equal to the earned value. The actual cost here in the cost control, it is the actual money spent on material, manpower, equipment, direct manpower. You can call it direct cost if you are only considering the direct manpower, or you can include also indirect cost, which including the supervision, like engineers' salaries, supervision, head office fees, and so on. So in general, the actual cost in cost control, it is the actual cost. When it comes to the manpower, the planned manpower in the planning, simple, planned percentage multiplied by budgeted hours. Planned manpower in the cost control, it is calculating the actual percentage, not the planned, because here I want to calculate not the planned manpower in terms of the future, no. I want to calculate what I should earn when I execute, let's say, 10% of this activity. Earn here, it means earned hours. I should spend 30 hours if I did 10% of this activity, because the budgeted hours is 300. Okay, don't be confused, it is very simple. So the planned manpower for the planning, it is based on the plan. For the cost control, it is based on the actual. When it comes to the actual manpower in the planning, actual percentage multiplied by budgeted hours, while the actual in the cost control, it is the actual hours we can collect from our daily report or from our attendance sheet, and it is very straightforward. We're just calculating how many hours to have the actual hours. Then we can compare here that earned, let's say you have earned here for some certain activity 30 hours, and the actual is 40 hours. It means we are here over budget, because we earned only, or we deserve only 30 hours. We should execute the activity by 30 hours. However, we spent 30 hours, so we lost 10 hours. This is how it is evaluated in this criteria. But here in the planning, let's say we have here planned hours is, let's say, 30, while the actual is 40. Most likely I am ahead of schedule in this activity, because these are coming from the actual percentage and this is coming from the planned percentage. So in that case, it is showing that I am ahead of the schedule. I hope it is not confusing. As I told you, if you need more information about this one, you are welcome to check the cost control course or planning course. Thank you very much. See you in the next lesson.